Hi beauties, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. For this look, I decided to do something very colorful and very springy. Spring has sprung. I was just so inspired to use some color. So I decided to go into my Younique Addiction palette 5. This is the palette here. And this is the color scheme. Very, very colorful. The swatches, I mean, look at this. And I'm not digging into it. I'm literally touching it, and that's how much pigment you get with this palette. And that's not all the colors swatched, but that just gives you an idea of how amazing this palette is and how it can just really just give you inspiration for your spring and summer. So if you are interested in any of Younique products, I'll have a link below for you to be able to use to order. I also, for this tutorial, used about 90% Younique products. I used a few other products that were not Younique, but for the most part, everything that I used in this tutorial is Younique products. If you have any questions, definitely let me know, and I will be able to answer those for you. Also, just please make sure to subscribe, you guys. I'm going to continue to make content, and I'll be so happy to see you guys. Just let me know what you like. If you want me to do anything specific, drop it down below in the comments, and I will do that. And thank you guys again so much for watching. Please stay tuned to see how to get this springy look. Hey beauties, so I'm starting off using my concealer as an eye base, and I'm just blending that out with my finger. I'm using the Skin Perfecting Concealer from Younique in the color Cashmere. Now I'm using the Touch Behold Setting Powder from Younique to set that concealer. And I'm using my brow palette in order to create a line where I'm going to be having my crease cut. Then I went into my Addiction palette 5 and went into this gorgeous pinky coppery shade and blended that into the crease. Next, I just decided to define the crease a little bit more. So right where the crease starts, I went back in with that brown from the brow palette and blended that out. Now I'm in my Addiction palette 1, and I went into the color Zealous, which is a very dark brown, and I just blended that out just to deepen the crease a little bit more. Now I went into my NYX eye base in white, and I'm just cutting my crease and making sure that it's nice and crisp. And you just take your time with this part. I have hooded lids, so I have to go above my crease and create a new crease. And then I'm going to want to darken that up a little bit more. So I'm just going into the color Zealous, which is a chocolate brown again, just to deepen that crease just a little bit more. And I'm using a pencil brush right now, and I'm just making sure that line is nice and crisp the way I want it. Now I'm going back into the palette and going into the pink color, and then I went into this fuchsia color, and then I went into a purple color, and I'm just blending that in on the crease. I'm sorry, not the crease, the lid. And I just want those colors to fade into each other. And then I'm bringing the purple around to create a halo eye. So I'm going to leave space in the middle, and I'm going to have the purple at the front, and then have the pink and fuchsia in the same order that I did it on the other side. And then I'm going to get a blending brush once I get the color where I want it, and I'm going to blend everything out until everything goes together very nicely. And I just went back into a little bit of the pink just to blend everything out, and then I'm just using my blending brush and just making sure that the colors are coming together. And I'm just cutting the crease a little bit more. I just wanted to have that a little bit more defined. And I'm using a pencil brush to do that. I'm just blending back and forth, and then blending it out with a blending brush. And now I am creating a negative space, so I am putting the NYX eye base in the middle of my eye. And then I wanted to cut where I want the eyeshadow to stop at the end of my eye. And I'm just blending that out just to make sure there's a crisp line there and it's not just all over the place. I'm just blending that out. Next, I'm using this yellow pigment I got. This pigment is from Amazon, and it came in like a glitter pack that I got. And I just wanted to use that as a base before I lay down some glitter, which came in the same package. So I'm just blending that in. And now I am applying the glitter. It's a beautiful yellow glitter with green reflex. And then I just decided to use the purples and the pinks that I used on my lid, and I'm putting those underneath the eye. And then I'm going into my Wet n Wild liquid liner, and I'm creating my wing liner. And I'm starting from where I created that negative space. And I'm going to just bring it up from there. And just take your time with this part. Don't want it to get too thick, which can happen easily with hooded lids since I don't have a lot of lid space when my eyes are open. So I'm just trying to take my time to make sure that it comes out good. And I just focused on one eye when doing the video because I didn't want the video to be too long, and it would have been twice as long, so I just decided to do this. And my eye was tugging just a little, so I just had to make sure I got the line crisp. Then I used some concealer to clean up the line. And then I'm going into my glitter liner from BH Cosmetics, and I put that right underneath the line, and then I applied the yellow glitter right underneath that. And I just wanted to have a little extra pop of color to make the yellow stand out more, so I just put that underneath the wing, and I used my spoolie to take away any glitter that wasn't in the straight line. I'm going in with my Mood Struck Beauty Fiber Lash Transplanting Gel. I didn't use the fibers. I only used the gel because I'm going to be wearing falsies, so I didn't need to use the whole kit. And the gel is actually a really good mascara alone. Now I'm applying my falsies, and I'm just making sure that it is secure. I like to apply it with my tweezers and then press it down with my fingers to secure it. Now that the lash is secure, I am going to move on and start on my face. Starting off with my Younique Daily Renewal Cream. I'm using this. It has SPF 20 in it, and it's a really good moisturizer before makeup. Then I'm using this Professional primer, and it's a brightening primer. And I'm just putting that on before applying my foundation. And then in the inner corners, I use that yellow pigment, and then I use the gold in the Addiction 5 palette. Then I'm going into my Studio Pro BH Cosmetics Color Corrector in Peach, and I'm going to color correct underneath my eyes and in any areas where I have any darkness. And now I saw that the product is really pigmented, so I think I used just a tad bit too much, but it still worked out with the coverage. I'm using my Younique Touch Mineral Liquid Matte Foundation, and I'm just using one dropper and going around where I feel like I need the most coverage. And I'm using my kabuki brush to stipple that into my skin and bringing that down to my neck, and I will also bring it into my hairline. And once I feel like it's blending out good with the brush, I'm going to go in with my beauty blender just to make sure there's no streaks and to make sure that everything is going into my skin how I want it to be, to give the most skin-like finish. Then I'm going into my Younique Concealer in Cashmere, and this is the Skin Perfecting Concealer, and I'm using this to highlight my face. And I apply it with the brush first, and then I blend it out with my beauty blender. Well, it's not a beauty blender, it's a Real Technique sponge. And I like it because it has a flat side and it comes to a cone, so you can use both ends to get into all the crevices of your face. And the concealer is very thick, so it's a good thing because you get a lot of coverage, but you just have to blend a little bit more. And once I got this blended out, I'm going to be using my Sculpting Trio from Younique, which is a contour palette, and it's got a cream contour in it. But first I'm using my Touch Behold setting powder to set the concealer. And this is a cream-based product, so I just dip my sponge in it and apply it where I want it to be, and then I'll blend it out with my sponge. But sometimes I apply it with my finger to heat it up. Then I'm going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Palette that's in powder, and I'm just setting my contour that I just put down that was cream. Then I'm going to go into my Sacha Buttercup powder, and I'm going to be baking. I like to bake with this powder because it has a yellow tint to it, and the translucent powders, even though they're translucent, still leave kind of a white cast in the face, so it drowns out your color. So I like to use this Sacha Buttercup to bring some color back into my face. And then I'm going into my BH Studio setting powder. This is just a setting powder as a foundation, just to make sure that I bring color back into my face all over. So I'm even going over the contoured areas just to make sure everything is good. Then I used the pink color out of my brow palette as a blush, and then I'm using this Cheeky Bronze Skin Finish from MAC. And then I used my Pearly highlighter from Younique, which is a stick to powder finish. Then I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero highlight palette to go on top of that, and I used the color Glogetter. Then I decided to use my E.L.F. Irisbeilin collab palette, and I'm using the purple color in that palette. It's a lip gloss palette, and I thought this purple would go perfect with the eye look. colors are very pigmented and they're not sticky, which I love from this palette. And that is the completed look. I hope you guys like this nice, springy, colorful look. I just felt like it was something fun to do, and I wanted to break out my Addiction Palette 5. If you're interested in any of the Younique products that you saw, I'll have a link below where you can purchase. Also, please make sure to subscribe so you won't miss any of my videos. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching.